Hi friends, I'm Janie J, author and speaker, and today I want to talk about what's the difference between a positive and a negative person. Well, it's probably not what you think, because everyone has negative thoughts, even positive people. So what's really the difference between negative and positive people? Well, the difference is that positive people don't let those negative thoughts rule their lives. That's right. They acknowledge the thoughts, those feelings, the worries, but they don't focus on them. Instead, they focus on the positive, whether it's ways to make their preference happen, things they can do to reach, or just accepting the things that don't seem to be going their way, the way they want at the moment. And they also do another thing. They let go of the outcome. They do their part to shape the situation, and then they let it go. They trust in God or their higher power that things will just work out. Let me give you an example. Have you ever had a change in plans, like a meeting canceled, and then by some stroke of luck, you are then able to do something even greater, better that you hadn't even imagined? Well, it's kind of like that. Let me give you some examples of how the different responses from negative and positive people look, what it really looks like, and then you can start to see the difference. Let's give an example. Okay, the situation is job loss. So both types of people are going to have the thought, well, I might go broke, I might run out of money, this is just a dire situation. But the difference is how they respond after that. The positive person acknowledges the situation, just like the negative person, and the positive person acknowledges that it is not forever, that this is just a temporary setback. Whereas the negative person is worried that it might be forever. In other words, it might be permanent. The positive person says, well, maybe there could be something good come out of this. Like maybe I'll get some new opportunities, or I could turn to self-employment, or maybe I can do that big thing that I would really love to do, but I never had the opportunity. Whereas the negative person is thinking, no good could ever possibly come from this situation. So you're starting to see the difference? So the positive person is actually more open to change, whereas the negative person is closed to any change at all. The positive person starts to see the goodness in the situation, or the positive, or the silver lining, and they start moving towards the future. Whereas the negative person cannot see or fathom anything good ever coming out of this situation, and they basically are stuck in the past or stuck in their own negativity. But once you see these two different responses, the way I've described them, you can start to change your own responses, because most likely you've done some of the negative things, right? Unless you've already hacked this and mastered it. So when you see how the positive person responds one way, a negative person responds the other way, you can start to gear your responses, your self-responses of what would actually be better for you. So it's one step at a time. You kind of learn to retrain your brain to think more positively. Now, you might think you can't do it, but I assure you, you can, because I have, and I learned how to do it, and it's not rocket science. And after I learned how to do it, I actually started finding articles and books on the topic. And it's all about rewiring your brain so that you can make positivity your default setting, so that it happens kind of automatically. And if you want a quick start on your own positivity, getting out of that negative to the more positive type of thinking, I recommend my 5-day positivity reboot upgrade, because in just a short amount of time with a very small investment, you can start to rewire your brain and change the way you look at the situations. Kind of learn some tips and strategies of how to have a more positive response when life throws you a curveball. The links are in the comments below. And remember, I'm Janie J, and I'm encouraging you to live your best life. And one way to do that is to learn how to become a more positive person.